What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be looking ahead at this Saturday's upcoming UFC pay-per-view, UFC 307, with Alex Poatan Pereira versus Khalil Rountree Jr. as your main event. We're going to go through the card fight by fight, pick our favorites, pick our winners, and break down some of the interesting matchups that are on this, including the incredibly boring snooze fest that will be the co-main event for the Women's Bantamweight Championship. Wish that didn't exist, but it does. So here we are, going to have to sit through 25 minutes of that. Well, at least they give us a bathroom break and a snack time for the main event. Anyway, on to the next, we will also talk about the most recent event that just passed last night at UFC Paris. That Paris crowd is absolutely insane. Overall, the card, we'll get into it, right? But that crowd was absolutely on fire. Some great finishes, some great matchups. We're going to talk about it all right here on the newest episode of the Over the Octagon podcast. If you're not already, man, on the YouTube, click the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to never miss another episode. Also, click the thumbs up, like the video. Any of our listeners over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music, don't forget to turn on automatic downloads to never miss another episode, as well as while you're there, rate the show 5 stars. All right? Keep it hot, baby. See you on the next one. Peace.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I actually admire that you can actually be this fake. And like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. You're the scum of the earth.
You don't doubt me, I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Look at me. Half a pound. Headshot dead. That's it.
What's happening?
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast with your hosts, Evan and Joel. Fresh off UFC Paris last night and previewing the next UFC pay-per-view this upcoming Saturday, UFC 307. If you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, like the video. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or any other podcast platforms, make sure you turn on automatic downloads, never miss another episode. Now, let's get into it. UFC Paris last night, Renato Moicano, Benoit Saint Denis. What do you think of that stoppage?
Which, the BSD stoppage?
Yeah.
I mean, brother, he couldn't see. He got.
Yeah, he said he couldn't see.
Yeah, that's where he fucked up. But then again, he was like, the doctor had his fingers up. He was fine without covering both eyes. But when he covered his other eye up, he said that,
I can't see.
One was like 3, and he was like, brother, you can't see. And he's like, and then they called it off. I mean, fighter safety, I guess, is the most important. But when you got guys that are fighting at the highest level, I really feel like you should let them make their own decision, man. I mean, they're grown-ups, dude. If they're willing to go in there and fucking lose their eye, then they're willing to go in there and lose their eye. Like, his eye was already beat to shit.
Oh,
like,
dude.
What else? I mean...
Yeah, that first round was really bad for him.
And I really don't feel like the doctor should be able to stop the fight. I honestly still, if the ref is able, the one who's in control of judging are stopping the fights, then let him stop the fight when he feels the most comfortable. Now, the doctor can give feedback, advice, and say, like, I don't think he should go. Like, keep an eye out on it. And then if Mark Goddard, he gets hit a couple more times and Mark Goddard's like, okay, that's it, TKO, then whatever. Yeah. But, like, I don't know, man.
I feel like that is what happens, though, because, like, even last night, the doctor comes in. Mark Goddard says, you tell me.
Exactly.
So, ultimately, he's the one that makes the decision, not the doctor. But they all – and it's not just Mark Goddard. Every referee seems to always just kind of default to whatever the doctor thinks or whatever the doctor wants to do. But, yeah, I mean, that first round by Moicano was –
It was elite.
It was so good.
Yeah.
He dominated. So, like, not to harp on this again too much, but I was thinking about this today, like grappling, right?
Yeah.
Elite grappling. You have Merab Dvalishvili we just saw, right? And everybody says that style's boring. But you have elite grappling, and you see it Moicano, and this is what you can do with elite grappling. Like
there's a
truly
difference
elite
between
grappling, you can do
crotch sniffing.
damage.
Yeah, there's a difference between crotch sniffing and taking someone down and whooping their ass on the ground. You know, like Merab doesn't ground and pound.
Yeah.
Moicano looks to finish. And that is why, all right, I'm going to bring this up because I actually thought this was a very good point by Herb Dean the other day. And he got asked in an interview, someone asked him, like, why did you keep pressuring Merab to work while they were fighting if he was controlling the fight? And Herb Dean said it's because when they're pressuring these fighters, they're looking for fighters to finish the fight. And if you're not looking to finish the fight or progress in your position, then we're going to tell you to work, whether you're holding them down or not. Like, and that is what a perfect example last night of a Moicano and why he didn't just take BSD down and hold him down. He took him down and was elbowing him, punching him in the face, like splitting him open from the top position. Like he was making advancements to finish the fight. And that is how it should be done. Like if you're just taking someone down and holding them there, like you should not win a fight because of that, dude.
Agreed.
And that's why I respect. That's why I liked what Herb Dean said. It's like when I told him to hurry up or like keep like work against me when Merab was fighting Sean, it was because he wasn't doing nothing with his positioning.
Right.
So like a lot of these fucking crotch sniffers need to take
notes.
What Moicano did last night and take notes because that is how you can be an elite grappler and make a name for yourself instead of looking like a complete asshole and everybody hating you because all you do is crotch sniff and hold people down.
Well, he advanced position like constantly, right?
Yeah.
So you'd get the takedown, then he'd get then he'd be in half guard, then he'd get side control, then he would get mount. I mean, that's jiu-jitsu. Like that is what they want you to do in jiu-jitsu. Advanced position, pass the guard, side control, get mount, get a submission. In jiu-jitsu and MMA, we watched Moicano do it last night, and he did it with a really elite body triangle. You know, he had a body triangle in the mount. He had a body triangle on the back. I mean, he was just all over BSD in that first round. That was as clear of a 10-8 round as I've seen in a long time. Like, in most recent events anyway. That wasn't even close.
I mean, is it fair to say that maybe BSD is overrated? I mean, he was the favorite going into Dustin Poirier.
Right, which was crazy. I think at that moment, yes, he was wildly overrated.
Or now, is Moicano underrated?
I think Moicano is better than... Like, Moicano's ranked 11th before last night. BSD was 12 in the lightweight division. Like, you know, I like, honestly, looking at the lightweight rankings, I mean, granted, Max Holloway is 9, but, like, take Max Holloway out of it for a minute. Moicano, Rafael Fiziev, I like Moicano. Gamrot, I like Moicano. Dariush, I like Moicano. Fuck, even Michael Chandler, I think even Michael Chandler would have a hard time against Moicano. Dan Hooker, Moicano. Like, I just think there's a lot of guys up to the top 5 that I would probably pick Moicano to beat.
I think out of all those, Fiziev is going to be the toughest fight.
We haven't seen Fiziev in a while, though, so it's hard to know what to expect.
But he's actually fucking good. Like,
he's
not like one that just, like, got a few wins and was, like a BSD and then was overrated. Like, if he didn't get hurt, like, he got
dominated. He got beat up. Well, not dominated. I shouldn't say that.
He did not get dominated against Gaethje.
But he got beat up by Gaethje pretty good. So, you know, I don't know. Just looking at the rankings, like, that's your top 10, 5 to 10. Dan Hooker, Chandler, Dariush, Gamrot, Fiziev, Max Holloway. I you know, Max Holloway is obviously fighting Poirier for the Yeah, Dan Hooker's definitely a tough fight, no doubt. No doubt. A lot of them are tough fights. Chandler's a tough fight. Dariush and Gamrot are tough fights. I'm just saying, like, I think Moicano is significantly better than 11, than his ranking suggests.
Guess we'll
So
find out,
that's all
won't we?
I'm saying. So, but anyway,
Patty Pimblett. That's what he called for Patty Pimblett, and he called for Dan Hooker.
that's fight. Yeah, I mean, Dan Hooker would be a better fight, I think. I think Dan Hooker would be an awesome fight. I think him fighting Patty is, I mean, it's him fighting down. You know what I mean? Like, give Patty Pimblett BSD. Let Patty Pimblett fight Jalen Turner.
That's a good fight too. I like that.
You know, like let Patty Pimblett, actually fight somebody.
Actually, I don't. But now Daru shouldn't be 7 right now, in my opinion. Chandler's fighting Charles. Yeah, you kind of almost have to do either Gamrot or Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I think right. Yeah, because I think Fiziev has a fight book, doesn't he? For a comeback.
Yeah, I just don't know who it is.
Oh no, they don't have one announced yet. I thought we saw one, but maybe not.
He
So
may still be recovering, honestly.
yeah, so I don't know. Either way, Moicano, TKO, Doctor Stoppage against BSD, UFC Paris. I mean, fuck, dude, give Moicano Dan Hooker, dude.
Fuck it.
I don't know if Dan
Hooker.
Hooker's looking for a top 5. Dan Hooker's looking for like a Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it.
So I don't know, what we'll get there. Maybe you'll get Moicano, Dariush, or Gamrot or something like that. But either way, so
He kind of wants the money fight, man. Just let him have it, whatever.
So like other than that, I mean, what other big kind of talking points do you have from Paris? Because I don't want to talk about it too much. Like even that co-main.
I mean, I can just go and do like a fucking fly through real quick because I got it all mapped out in my head.
Go ahead.
Brendan Allen, overrated. Imavov sucks. Both of those guys will never sniff a title shot nor a title. Gomes didn't win. That was a fucking robbery. Brian Battle
French robbery.
was a future champion. And Ziem has improved every single fight.
Yeah, Faris Ziem.
Yeah. Plain and
Yeah,
simple.
he looked dangerous against Frivola last
His
night, man. It was
sick.
That fucking sucked to see. I'm not gonna lie. That one fucking hurt.
Yeah,
It honestly hurt.
Frivola go down. He's a freaking animal, dude. But
I
Ziem
know.
that dude was nasty. Hey, man,
Yeah.
the French they kind of dominated outside of Brian Battle last night.
Yeah. What do you think about Brian Battle at the end?
It was great.
You think the Butcher was gonna
Think
come
the
in
Butcher
here
was
and
gonna
lose
come
a
in here and
fist
lose
fight to a
fist
French
fight to a
dude?
French dude. He's the man, dude.
Yeah.
I have so much respect and love for Brian Battle, dude.
Yeah.
I really hope he has a solid career. Like I really
Yep.
do. And he's good, man. He's tough. He doesn't give a shit, and he just goes in there and fights, man. That's what I like to see. So,
Yep.
and
He
then
got
Eileen
a-
Perez shaking that ass, man.
He got a performance of the night.
As he
Morgan Charrier got a performance of the night. I think that's how you say it in French.
Oh yeah, he got that
TKO in the second
yeah.
round. And then Ziem got a performance of the night. They did not give Moicano one, which is like he was kind of like, what the fuck? And I kind of agree. I feel like Moicano definitely should have gotten a bonus.
I mean, Dr. Stoppage, he lost round 2.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
Did he lose round 2? I mean, I don't know. I think he was losing round 2. He got outstruck.
It was pretty close. Yeah,
and he went 0 for 4 on takedowns. I think in round 2 he couldn't get.
It was pretty close. That first round though was so one sided that they stopped it before the third round. It got so bad. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, good fights though. Overall, the Paris crowd
was
elite.
Wild. Yeah.
It's elite. Dude, I think it might be
America
the best in all of the
notes,
sport.
Dude. America needs to take notes, bro, because we are fucking soft.
I think the Paris crowd might be the best in MMA.
It was, dude. You may not be wrong, bro.
I mean, name one better. Like name something better than that.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're probably not wrong. Paris,
England.
bro.
But England ain't
crowd
that
went in.
crazy.
Nah, not
I mean,
unless Patty's fighting.
Yeah, like they're really, you know what I mean? But like, dude, oh man. The Paris crowd is absolutely elite. Yeah, Aline Perez twerked on Zelina Zakova.
You see what walkout song Brian Battle came out to?
No.
He came out to Kanye West, Jay-Z, Inwards in Paris.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Good for him, dude. He should. That makes total sense.
That's fucking gangsta. I
Yeah.
love that, dude.
That makes total sense.
The French showed up last night, and what's even funnier is, dude, wasn't PFL Europe yesterday as well?
Yes, I saw something about it, and I was like,
and who gave
nobody
a shit?
cares.
Like that was like their other big event. No one even talked about it, man.
Dude, the PFL just sucks. Their marketing is trash. You don't even know it's happening until like, oh, the PFL's on. Huh.
Now I will
knew?
say this Battle of the Giants they got coming up is a pretty elite card. That's an elite ass card, man.
That's the best thing they have. They're throwing the fucking kitchen sink. It's not even gonna do like dude.
Over under $49.99 for the pay-per-view.
Over
$49.99 for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it'll be $70-$80, I'm sure.
Think so?
Yeah, it'll probably
Think
be.
They're marketable enough to do it.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Everybody's just gonna stream East it.
I'll tell you right now, if I spend $80 on the damn pay-per-view,
shout out the official sponsor of the Over the Octagon podcast, Stream East.
Stream East. Gang.
Yeah. So, all right, solid card. Let's get on to this Saturday, UFC 307. Poatan, the one, the only. Alex Poatan Pereira is back. Khalil Rountree.
For like the 7th time this year. He's back.
He's a beast, dude. He's a beast. Minus 455 favorite.
Which is bonkers.
Appropriate. I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
I think it's appropriate.
I think in a title shot, no one should ever be a fucking minus 455 favorite.
I mean,
it's a pretty if you got someone who's that heavy of a favorite, then the person fighting for the title should not be there.
It took Khalil Rountree 3 rounds to knock out Anthony Smith in his last fight. Just know that. Just know that. I just want you to understand that.
Should explain it to you. But
yeah, I just want you to understand that. And then his last win before that, the dude's not even in the UFC anymore. He's in the CFFC now, I'm pretty sure. Dawkins.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not about to like turn into a Rountree hater by any stretch, because he is on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak. But I mean, it's against Anthony Smith, Dawkins, Jacoby, Robertson. Like, who the fuck?
Now, yeah, this is by far the highest level of competition.
It's not even close, though, dude.
Yeah. This
is as picture perfect of a. There are levels to this. Like, this is setting up for that.
I agree. I agree.
I think a minus 455 favorite is so appropriate.
Well, then that just lets you know that it's bad. This is bad matchmaking by the UFC, and it should have been Ankalaev.
I don't know why it's not Ankalaev though, and like, I mean, I feel like there's something else there. Like, why would it not be Ankalaev unless he's not accepting the fight?
Yeah, that's weird. I mean,
you know
I don't see Poatan saying no.
No, dude. They called Poatan. He's fucking taking fights on a month, short notice.
Yeah.
Saving cards. Like, you know what I mean? Not even in camp, fucking driving around in his car with his translator doing media tours. Hey, you want to fight in 3 weeks? Yeah. Yeah.
You think that this is like a setup for him to win this one and then them give him a heavyweight title shot?
That'd be
because
sick.
How crazy would it be
Tom
if he
versus
won this?
Alex?
Tom versus Alex for the official heavyweight title shot when John and Stipe, the undisputed heavyweight title shot, if John and Stipe both lay him down.
It's possible.
That may be the biggest fight in. I would put that as a top 3 biggest fights in UFC history.
It's
if they did that.
Yeah, it would be massive. It would be the first ever 3-division champion potentially. He would be fighting to be the first ever 3-division champion. I feel like you have to let him do it. You have
You
to
gotta let him
do
try
it.
once.
You got to let him do it. There's no way you don't let him do it. But yeah, so that's this Saturday light heavyweight title. The one, the only, Alex Poatan Pereira, Khalil Rountree.
Gonna hammer Alex.
Yeah, I got Alex. There's no way. Like, Alex is becoming that guy. It's like, I'm not betting against him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Definitely
Yeah,
not betting against him.
I like our odds on the co-main though. You got Juliana Pena
Dude,
coming
don't
in
start.
as the underdog though.
Who cares, dude?
Who cares. From a
They
betting
both
standpoint,
suck. They
I
both
love
suck.
Juliana Pena as the underdog.
At plus 150.
Yeah.
That's so hard because they both suck. Like, they actually they both suck, dude.
They do both.
They do. They both are actually shitty. They both suck.
Neither of them will be a champion after the end.
The fact that they're not going to be a champion unless they stall, because on this card you also have Kayla Harrison versus Ketlin Vieira, which the winner of that is going to fight for the belt. And when Kayla Harrison wins that, she's going to fight one of these two trash cans for the belt. Like, the fact that Raquel Pennington calls herself a champion to me in the UFC is pathetic. Like, the UFC should be ashamed of themselves, dude.
Oh, I know.
When you have fighters out there like Pacheco and Cyborg still, and this is your bantamweight champion, you guys should be ashamed. We can shit talk the PFL all we want, dude, but the one thing they have better than the UFC, potentially, is women's MMA. Dakota Dacheva?
Okay, yeah, well, like 4 people they have.
Who's the UFC guy, dude? The UFC. Come on.
You're looking at a plethora of high-level women fighters in the UFC, dude.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about high level. Depends on how you.
Dude, you got in the division with Valentina Shevchenko, you got like 7 high-level fighters in the top 7.
All right. Flyweight is good.
Now bantamweight is dog shit.
Yeah, bantamweight is really
Kayla
bad.
Harrison's gonna win it and never lose again
until she retires. She's kind of old.
She may not be able to make weight, to be honest.
She'll be all right, dude. She knows what she signed up for. She got this. But yeah, Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena is the co-main event. This is just the co-main, like the setup fight to where it's like, all right, Alex Pereira's next. Go take a piss. You know what I mean? Re-up on your drinks. Get a snack. You know what I mean? Get comfy. Stretch your legs a little bit.
Eat your Lumi gummies.
Yep. Stretch your legs. Get your gummies. And get set up for, Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree. So thank the UFC, I guess.
Aldo versus Mario Batista before that.
Yeah, so, right, which is going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Which is why I'm saying that the women's bantamweight title fight, the co-main event, is literally a piss break. It's a piss break, a snack break, a stretch your legs break, because you're going to be locked in Jose Aldo, Mario Batista in
that
bantamweight.
Thing is, that bitch is definitely going 5 rounds too, bro. You got
co-main,
25
the
minutes,
women's
dude.
fight?
You got 25 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I bet the fucking to go the distance is going to be like minus
700. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What a joke. It's just, I think Raquel Pennington might be my least liked fighter on the current UFC roster. And it's close with Juliana Pena. Don't get it twisted. Because Juliana Pena, she's a close second. Because she's like just a yapper.
She is a yapper.
She's just, Jesus Christ. Ugh. But being married to her is fucking terrible. Jose Aldo, Mario Batista.
Give me
Jose
Jose
Aldo,
Aldo, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's watch the reign continue, man. You got to see him win again.
He's a slight underdog.
Yep.
I mean, Batista's a beast, dude. So I don't know. It's gonna be a tough fight, but Aldo looked phenomenal in that last fight in Rio.
Yes.
I think it was in May. He looked incredible. So hopefully we can see him return to form. Then Ketlin Vieira, Kayla Harrison. I don't know much about Ketlin Vieira. You know what I mean? I don't. This is like women's bantamweights. It's such a shallow division. She lost to Pennington back in January of 2023.
She beat a bunch of damn gilfs, dude.
Right.
Like, that's really it. She beat Misha
Holly
Tate,
Holmes.
She beat Holly Holmes. Just a bunch of grandmas, dude.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I think
Harris by submission.
I think this is just the next logical fight for Kayla Harrison. You gave her Holly Holm, which was a big name for a UFC debut at UFC 300.
Yep.
She dominated her. And then you give her Ketlin Vieira solely based on the women's rankings because there is nobody else for her to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she beats Ketlin Vieira. Kayla Harrison goes on to challenge the winner of Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena.
Did you know Juliana Pena, if she wins, she's going to try to hold that belt for like.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to fight for a year. They're not going to fight till the end of next year. It's so stupid.
They can't do that, bro. The UFC wants Kayla Harrison as the champ so bad. But they have to give.
Because they suck, dude. They need to do the same thing they did to Aljo and just say, hey, I know you just fought, but the fans would love you.
If you would just fight again.
If you would just do this again in 2 months.
They need to do that. Put Juliana Pena or whoever wins that, give them Kayla Harrison like January.
Yeah. I mean, dude, realistically, this is first week in October. That's not crazy. 3 months.
3 months, January.
Yeah. But they're not going to do that because Raquel Pennington hasn't fought in over a year, I think. Let's see.
We've actually had to deal with her being
that was the beginning of this year. That was the first pay-per-view of the year where she beat Maria Buena Silva, which was
Buena Silva already
one of the worst fights I've ever seen. It's a joke. Whatever. Jose Aldo. Give me Jose Aldo. The king. Kayla Harrison. Easy dub for Kayla Harrison. She's a minus 800 favorite, by the way. Kayla Harrison.
She should be.
Okay. These next two is where it gets a little interesting because I'm actually intrigued. Super intrigued. At middleweight, Kevin Holland, Roman Dolidze.
Give me Kevin Holland.
I think it's tough for Kevin Holland.
I think Dolidze looked like shit in his last fight, dude.
He did.
Dog shit.
He did. Kevin Holland's a fucking gamer, dude.
Like, to go 3 rounds with Anthony Smith, dude, you're trash can. to win a decision, you're a trash can, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
at least Kevin Holland fought
that works
MVP.
to get that. You know who else almost went a full 3 rounds with Anthony Smith is Khalil Rountree, who's fighting for a title. So
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kevin Holland.
Yeah,
I don't even know what division Kevin Holland's in anymore, but he's 15th in middleweight. So
Kevin Holland is just true to the game, keeps it real. I'll always root for Kevin Holland, no matter what, dude.
Okay, so actually, I stand corrected. If you look on the UFC's website on their rankings, Kevin Holland is the 15th ranked welterweight, sharing the 15th ranking with Neil Magny. He is not ranked at middleweight.
Oh.
So unranked middleweight. No, he's fought back and he's fought back and forth between middleweight, welterweight.
I think he just fights whoever, dude.
Yeah, just fights whoever and wherever they fucking ask him to.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And he's cool doing it. Yeah, dude. I mean, he welcomed MVP. He got kind of styled on. Then MVP got beat by Ian Gary. That was obviously at welterweight.
Yep.
And then,
yeah, I'm cool with it. I like Kevin Holland.
Hell yeah. And then I believe his last fight was at middleweight when he got the submission in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Middleweight against Michael Olejniczak. So, yeah, he's fighting 2 different divisions, wherever, whenever. Good for him. He's a beast.
I don't even want to scroll down to the bottom of the card because this is like we literally have to watch almost a replica of our co-main event.
Oh, yeah, Carla Esparza, Tisha Pennington. Yeah, I already know. I seen that.
It's like the wife of Raquel Pennington fighting Carla Esparza, who's essentially the Juliana Pena of the strawweight division.
Yeah, it's the strawweight matchup of the bantamweight co-main event.
Yeah, of the bantamweight.
Yeah, I mean, and like, you know, I don't know. Like,
anyways, back up to the top. Fuck them.
Back up. So Kevin Holland, Roman Dolidze. I think that's a exciting fight. It depends. Like Dolidze is gonna probably like wrestle him, and it could potentially be super boring.
Yep, but I mean, Kevin Holland has got a little bit of jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm hoping that Kevin Holland can not necessarily keep it on the feet, even if it does go to the ground. He can get active on the ground and do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But it is a middleweight fight, fighting a heavy guy, strong guy, Roman Dolidze. So we'll see how it goes. But then next, which is why I think this is really interesting, Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy, against Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. I think Buckley beats him. I mean, it's going to be hard for Wonderboy to stop Buckley from just power driving straight through him.
Yeah.
Like, if Joaquin Buckley stands up and strikes with Wonderboy, he's a fucking moron. He just better go out there and just tackle him to the fucking ground, dude. And it's plain. That's it. That's all he has to do to win.
Yeah.
Like, Wonderboy's not strong enough to get up from Joaquin Buckley if he gets on the ground. I'm just like, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Buckley, coming on, she's on a 4-fight win streak. Most recently won a decision against Ruziboev, who actually saw last night. I texted you, sent you that picture. Ruziboev was in Hockessin, Delaware last night at a Muay Thai kickboxing event at the Police Athletic League. I'm not even kidding. It's fucking crazy. He has 1.5 million followers on Instagram. He's from Kazakhstan or whatever. I don't think he speaks English, or I would have, because I walked past him a few times. He was talking with his boys, not speaking English. Not sure if he speaks English. I thought about going up to him and just going like this. Like, can I get a picture? But I feel like that could have been insulting. Also,
what if he just beat your ass?
Well, I will say this. He fights at 170, right?
Uh-huh.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are, dude.
Joel, I'm 170, but I understand I'm a skinny 170, like I'm 6'5" or whatever. He's not short, dude. He's fucking tall, and he's big as hell. The motherfucker's big as shit. So
he's also not cutting right now either. So
yeah, he's beefed up.
Yeah,
beefed up, and was surrounded by a bunch of Tajikistan or Kazakhstan or wherever they're from. Uzbekistan, that's what it is. Uzbekistan, yeah, just surrounded by a bunch of Uzbekistan goons.
I like Joaquin Buckley in this one though.
For sure.
I mean, Wonderboy is one of the best of all time in striking. He's one of the highest level strikers in the UFC. But I mean, Buckley is just so strong, dude. He's so big and so strong. He's so fast. Like, he's going to be able to take Wonderboy down.
Yeah,
with ease. Like, I don't think Wonderboy's going to be able to stop him being taken down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights on this card. So I'm not sure the breakdown of, what the
what we'll see is we'll end up seeing Wonderboy versus MVP when they
are we gonna see that? I was gonna say
just high level striking, just they agree to not take each other down and just strike.
Yeah,
just a striking fight, last fight of their careers. Just put them up together against each other and let them fucking have a striking fight. That's it.
All right. So from what I'm looking at here, I don't know how accurate this is. Wonderboy and Buckley will be the featured prelim.
Uh-huh.
And then Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland kicks off the main card. So your main
yeah.
card order goes Dolidze, Holland, and then Ketlin Vieira, Kayla Harrison, Jose Aldo, Mario Batista, Raquel Pennington Pena, and then Pereira and Rountree, obviously your main event.
Makes sense.
But I think they're missing a fight on here. So early prelims, there's one fight, and that's Carla Esparza, Tisha Pennington.
As it should be.
I think they're missing
Court McGee and Tim Means.
Yes. And, well, they're missing a few, actually, because it looks like it's also missing Ryan Spann and OSP.
Oh, that's because isn't St. Prix out?
Oh, is he?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I feel like there was something about that fight that got called off.
Okay. Cesar Almeida, Ihor Potiere on the
Didn't we just watch Ihor get his ass whooped against one of those damn guys? Oh yeah, that was against
Michael Pereira.
Yeah,
the backflip dude. Yeah, but still he got submitted quick as hell the first round in Brazil. That was on the Rio card, I think.
Yep. He did the backflip on his ass, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He did. But yeah, I mean, either way, UFC 307, Alex Pereira is the GOAT right now. So who do you think currently, quote unquote, moves the needle the most in the UFC?
Outside of Alex Pereira?
Nah, include him if you think him, like, who's the biggest draws that the UFC currently has?
Oh, by far either him or, I mean, to be fair, out of all the champions right now, really just him and John. I mean, most of these other champions don't really like draw. Like, to be fair, like even you could take like Ilia Topuria, for example, but if he wasn't fighting Max, this fight wouldn't be as big or of a draw as it should be.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Max is the reason why the fight is that big of a draw.
Absolutely, yeah. Just the matchup in general. You have a knockout artist versus a dude that's never been knocked out. It's like, what's going to happen?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you got so you got John. John's a draw no matter what. I mean, he's going to always be. Pereira's a draw. You got light heavyweight champion is Pereira, and then you have your DDP. DDP's not really a draw, but he is slowly becoming a draw.
I think he definitely. I think he definitely gained a lot of traction after the submission win over Izzy. Yeah,
Islam. I mean, I don't think Islam is he's not. I think he's better than most every single champion out there, but he doesn't really have as big of a fan base as he should. I mean, I
agree.
It's really hard to say like him being a draw. He's not really a draw. Nobody cares unless he's fighting someone that's worth it. Almost like Ilya Max. Like if he's not fighting someone that's worth it, I don't see him being that big of a draw.
For sure.
Merab, definitely not a draw.
Yeah.
No.
Merab might be the least out of any of them.
Bilal definitely not a draw.
Yeah.
Bilal Pantoja's not really a draw.
Yeah, Pantoja I don't even think could main event a card, realistically. If Pantoja was main eventing a pay-per-view like he just did, the one in Rio or whatever.
Erceg, yeah.
I mean, I don't like it's kind of a weak pay-per-view, yeah. It was. I mean, it was. Now, granted, it was the one right after 300. So sure. I think there's some expectation there for that to be kind of a little bit of a letdown, but yeah, I mean, and then bantamweight, like obviously Sean O'Malley's a star, even after losing to Merab.
I'm starting to not like him, dude. Like his whole antics after the fight is so fucking gay to me.
I think it's funny. They all do that. They all do shit like that.
Dude, just accept you got your
I think he accepts it. What I actually appreciate about him is that it's at least like comedic relief, right? So like his whole like rewatch the fight, rounds 1, 3, and 5. The Sugar Show Athletic Commission reverses the.
It's
So like
corny.
it's a joke, dude.
I know.
Whereas like I would rather you make a joke about it instead of like these other fighters that afterwards give a million excuses. Oh, you know, whatever. Oh, they stopped the fight too early. Oh, you know, it was rigged. Oh, it was too quick of a turnaround. I should have never fight. I got forced into this.
Yeah.
Whatever. And like, you know, I don't know. I appreciate a slightly different approach to like a post-title loss,
I guess.
where at least there's some content and some comedic, you know, element to it, than just being like a total sore loser.
All right, I'm going to throw some names out there to you. I want you to tell me who is the bigger draw in each division.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me. I'm going to start with
like
flyweight. I'm going to start with flyweight. I'm going to use the champ, and then I'm going to use a contender, top 15 contender. You tell me who's the bigger draw. Pantoja
Okay.
or Tatsuri Taira?
I think right now probably Pantoja, because I don't know many people that know. I don't even think a lot of people know Tyra, to be fair.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Marab. I'm not going to use O'Malley.
Okay.
I'm going to use. So we got Marab, Davis, and Figueiredo.
I don't think either are that big. I lean towards Figgy. I feel like Figgy's probably more of a fan favorite.
Okay.
But that could change with Marab getting the belt. I don't
Sure.
think. I think that's similar to the flyweight. I think it's pretty like. I don't think either one of them are super big draws.
Ilia Topuria,
Yeah.
Diego Lopez.
Yeah, Diego. Without question. Yeah, without question.
Ilia, the champ.
I am interested to see like how, you know, like we don't notice it as Americans a lot. I know we've talked about this before, like the impact of these champions have when they're from other countries. Like, you know, Ilia's from Georgia and Spain.
Sure.
So I'm interested a little bit to see like when DDP won, all these South African fans fucking came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Marab. All these Georgian fans. Like, I think Ilia will probably have a little bit of an element to that. Yeah, he was born in Georgia, moved to Spain. So I'm just saying I'm interested to see like now that he's champion when he goes to walk out and like does that happen? But right now, currently, yeah, Diego Lopez is a fucking savage. He's the man.
Islam Makhachev, who just announced today, or Khabib announced that
he's fighting.
He has a fight in January. I'm assuming it would be Sarukian.
That's what we've been waiting on. So we'll see.
But Islam Makhachev, Paddy Pimblett,
the bigger draw. I mean, Paddy's 15.
So no. Just take ranking aside.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I guess in my head when you say that, I match them up together and I go, who's the bigger draw? Like, if they were to fight, who sells that card?
I was gonna say Charles Oliveira, but I feel like Charles Oliveira is a bigger draw than Islam.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. People love Paddy. I don't really see it. But it, like, I don't know. Is Islam a draw?
I don't know if he's really a big draw.
I don't know either. I feel like it's more of a Khabib thing. Like, I feel like there are some diehard fans from that part of the world, but
like if there was no Khabib and Islam was the champ, would he be even the most popular? Like, would he even be remotely popular at all? Or would they be like, "Oh man, this is Khabib"?
I think it would be like a Marab situation.
Yeah.
He'd be like a Marab. That, like, you know, like if Marab had, you know, like an older brother that was a champion before he was champion and kind of led his way, then,
yeah,
you know. But all right, so Islam and Paddy, I think Paddy's probably a bigger draw.
I think so too. I mean, it's crazy to say. I think Islam is obviously if he's main eventing, like it's going to be massive. But
Yeah,
I think it's like from a fan's perspective, I feel like Patty has the bigger fan base.
yeah, I do
Weirdly
think
enough.
Islam is the champion of the UFC's most competitive division at lightweight. So, I do think that in itself, Islam's the pound for pound number one.
Yeah.
Except unless you ask Dana White, but he's the pound for pound number one. So, I mean, yeah, I think maybe I'm understating maybe how much of a draw Islam actually is. Maybe I just don't fully know. But just from what I feel like, what I see is that, yeah, Patty moves the needle.
I feel like the next one's going to be a pretty easy one. Bilal or Shavkat?
I mean, I guess Shavkat.
Yeah.
People hate Bilal.
I know.
like genuinely hate Bilal. No, like Shavkat though. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Shavkat has a huge fan base. He definitely deserves to have a bigger one than he has. 18-0, 18 finishes. But yeah, I mean, people hate Bilal. The only reason Bilal moves the needle at all is in negative press. You know what I mean? Like Bilal
he gets so much negative press, it makes him more relevant.
Like Bilal is the king of no press is bad press.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny as shit.
You know what I mean? Like even bad engagement's engagement. Like that's Bilal's slogan.
Yep, I feel like the same way. Shavkat. So middleweight, I was going to go DDP, and I was going to say either Sean Strickland or Izzy, but I just feel like those two are just they have way bigger fan bases that just would trump DDP. So I'm going to say DDP, Khamzat Chimaev. Who's the bigger draw?
DDP.
DDP. Okay.
I think so.
I
think there's a lot of curiosity about Khamzat, but the only thing is, I think people are kind of over his bullshit too, like you pull out a fight. He doesn't fight enough. If Khamzat fought more, I think his fan base would be double what it is. I think people would actually love him, but
I agree.
He doesn't fight enough.
I like him. I mean, I picked him against Izzy. I picked him against. I mean, I
got
like
no
him
problem with
fighter.
DDP.
He's a savage, dude. He's a beast.
Yeah, I think he's a bigger draw. I think the huge South African fan base he has. So yeah, I think
he's
DDP
one of the more
bigger
entertaining champions.
His fight style, certainly. Yeah, his fight style,
the way
certainly.
His fights go, they're always entertaining.
Yeah, he scraps.
I think the last two speak for themselves. There's not anybody in the top 15 that could even be bigger than.
So light heavyweight, light heavyweight.
Alex,
nobody in the light heavyweight's a bigger draw than Alex. Nobody in the heavyweight
is a bigger draw than John Jones.
No.
I mean, not even Tom Aspinall. And I love Tom Aspinall. He's not even close.
It's not even close.
Yeah, no one in the whole UFC is a bigger draw than John Jones, in my opinion.
No, true. And this is how crazy it is. I've had people text me because obviously we got tickets. For anybody listening doesn't know, Over the Octagon will be at Madison Square Garden November 16th for UFC 309. John Jones versus Stipe. So I had people that I didn't even know watched the UFC or knew anything about the UFC texting me going, "Oh shit, John Jones is fighting again?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, November 16th, Madison Square Garden. Are you going?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm going."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So not even casual doesn't even do the word. Like even the most casual MMA and UFC fans, John Jones is the GOAT. Like, no, John Jones is the GOAT.
Yeah.
So
Connor's the biggest draw.
Connor and John. Yeah, Connor and John.
Right after.
Yeah, Connor and John.
There's nobody bigger. And I'm almost crazy to say, like, I think like if you put Islam Arman as a main event, and then you put Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier as the co-main event, Justin and Dustin is a bigger draw than the championship fight.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, you're fucking with a lot of fan favorites in that top 5 of that in the lightweight division.
Yeah,
Charles has a massive fan base. Justin has a massive fan base. Dustin has a massive fan base.
Love all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the heavyweight division, you really don't have a big fan base outside of John. And then Tom is slowly building his fan base.
Yeah, Tom, I think once Tom becomes heavyweight champion, like undisputed heavyweight champion, because I believe that he will. Once Tom becomes undisputed heavyweight champion, especially if the UFC can pull some magic and make it happen against Alex Pereira,
That'd be crazy.
I think Tom will explode. I think his popularity will explode.
And if
Absolutely.
anybody's listening right now, I just want everybody to know, I've been a Tom Aspinall fan long before he even held the interim title. So
true.
Kiss my ass. Don't come at me when I'm fucking hyped that he won the belt. I don't want to hear it. Don't call me a bandwagon fan, because I'm not. I've been there before he broke his leg.
We know ball, dude. That's what people don't
I
understand.
called that shit year ago, 2 years ago. I said, this motherfucker is good. He's one of the best, and he'll be one of the best of all time.
He's the equivalent for you as Ilya is for me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I've been following Tom since almost the beginning.
Because that's the same thing that happened with like my take on Ilya. Like that was like, it was just like, this dude's fucking unbeatable. So, but anyway, that is UFC 307. I think that's a wrap for us this week. Again, if you are not already and you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Hit the thumbs up on the video, like the video. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or any other podcasting platforms, make sure you follow the channel first and then turn on automatic downloads so you never miss an episode. As well, if you could, do us a favor. On some of those platforms, you can rate the show. Rate the show 5 stars. Helps push the podcast out to many, many more listeners, which is vitally important to the growth of our channel and our show. Very much appreciate that. I'm pumped for this. I'm just pumped to see, I'm going to say it again one last time, the one, the only, Alex Poatan Pereira, back in the Octagon for UFC 307 against Khalil Rountree. It's just going to be another Pereira showcase, baby. I'm ready for it. Let's get it.
I agree.
And
anything else you got? I mean, there wasn't much crazy fight announcements. I mean, there was a couple of, like, a handful that are important to say, like Figgy Poatan got announced. That's a banger.
That is.
I mean, Chase Hooper, Clay Guida is pretty funny. That's a pretty weird matchup.
It is a weird one. Yeah.
I mean, I like it for Chase Hooper. Jan Shannon and Tabitha Ricci. That's going to be a great fight.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm actually excited for that.
Some of these are December, right? These are December?
That's UFC the China card. So
McCall.
So they finally started to announce that. And Figgy and Poatan is the headliner for that card.
Yep.
So, Cyril Gane Volkov got moved to 310.
Right, which is December.
Same with Movzar and Aljamain got moved to 310. So, started moving some things around, and 310 starting to kind of look put together, I guess, or they're getting some fights on 310.
Yes. Yeah.
And outside of that, I mean, I don't see anything. What else is on there? So Tatiana Suarez, no, that's off. Movzar, Cyril Gane.
Movzar Evilov and Aljamain Sterling are on 310.
Yeah, 310. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. And then the Cyril Gane Volkov, China card. I think 310 has potential to be really good because you got a couple fights from 308, and then this one.
There's going to be a title shot on there, a title fight, right? What's going to be the title fight?
I don't know. So if Islam is in
January,
Tapourier's in October. Bantamweight just happened. That's probably not going to happen. Flyweight, I guess it could be Pantoja, but there's no real clear contender for him until Royval and Tyra fight, which is happening in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
Then you got welterweight Bilal, but Bilal Shavkat, I guess, but I doubt that. Maybe DDP. I would say maybe DDP Strickland.
Oh, DDP Strickland, yeah, in Vegas. That would be huge.
Yeah, DDP Strickland most likely would be probably the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah,
Because
because they
otherwise,
wouldn't
like, there is
do.
no other. I mean, obviously, John Jones Stipe's in November. Tom Aspinall's the backup, but like nobody's gonna turn around and fight that quick. And
True.
even Tom, why would Tom after that fight? Tom needs to be looking at how do I get undisputed, not not fighting anybody else unless it's for an undisputed belt. So not a heavyweight. It's not gonna be light heavyweight. It's not gonna be featherweight. It's not gonna be lightweight. It's not gonna be bantamweight.
It's got to be middleweight.
It has to be Strickland DDP, I would assume in December, yeah. Yep, because then January will be Islam, and then you can kind of go from there.
Yeah, because Marab's not going to turn around that quick because he's a little bitch.
He did. I mean, he offered O'Malley the rematch in Madison Square Garden.
Maybe we do see Umar Marab in December. It's possible.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the only other one, Umar Marab.
Be a 3-month turnaround.
Yeah, but no one in Vegas wants to see that shit. I'm just letting you know right now. DDP Strickland is a way bigger Vegas pay-per-view draw than Marab and Umar.
Oh yeah.
Send those motherfuckers across the country. We don't want to fucking we don't want that in our fucking the mecca of fighting.
Right.
Get out of here.
Absolutely.
But that's it, man.
Yeah, no, some fire announcements, some good upcoming events. Even the Royval Tyra fight is the following week after this October 7th, this Saturday. So after that is a UFC Fight Night, and that's the Brandon Royval Tatsui Tyra main event. So that's title. That's a title eliminator. Pretty easily a title eliminator. So and then, you got Hernandez Pereira, and then October 26th. So end of October, we're looking at Ilya Topuria and Max Holloway.
So Ilya and Max starts at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Ooh, it does.
Mine are the next 3 cards, 3 fight nights plus 308 start at 3:30, 4 to 2:00.
I don't know. You're right. I just noticed that as well. I did not realize Topuria Holloway was a 2 p.m. start.
And
interesting,
then, dude. The China card starts at 6 a.m.
Well, that to me makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm up, dude. Get me up before my wife and kids get up and let me watch violence in the morning. Sign me up.
Okay, so there is actually a couple fights on the John Jones fight that I didn't see before. Nothing super needle moving. Couple chick fights. Chris Weidman. Eric Anders. So we'll be able to see Chris Weidman in Madison Square Garden as well, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a Legends night, huh?
Vivian Aroha, Karine Silva, banger.
Yep. But anyway, that's kind of the upcoming landscape of the next couple of events looks like, and some news. UFC 307 this Saturday, though. We went through all of that. Super excited about that. Yeah, I think we get up out of here, baby. And
I'm with it, dude.
We'll catch you all on the next one. Stay frosty. Peace.